Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Thread Setters. In this episode, you are getting me. Yeah, just me. What am I doing in this episode? I'm sure you're wondering, why is she here? Where is the guest? So, in this episode, I'm going to be answering 7 questions that people have asked me in my DM, comment section. And I think that these questions are like really, really intelligent questions. And there might be people that are also wondering, how do I navigate this particular thing in my fashion business? So, I am not an expert, but I'm going to be answering these questions to the best of my abilities. So, let us dive into it. Oh, and thank you for always watching Thread Setters. Thank you for the support. Thank you. The only trauma is grateful. Thank you so, so much. There is no me without you. Thank you. So, our first question is I have everything written down here. So, in case you see me looking down, I'm just trying to get my questions. Our first question is I have a design that sells really well. Do I create new designs now? My answer is yes. There's this saying that says, don't rest on your laurels. That's my answer. My answer is yes. Create new designs. Let me share a story with you. I think it was 2017 or 2018. I had a best-selling dress. It was a stripe. I'll find a picture and I'll put it as I'm describing it. It had stripe, black and white at the top, and then it had like a popular Igbo wrapper for like from the bust all the way down. You guys, I sold that dress. See, on the average in a day, I was getting maybe 20 to 30 orders for that particular dress. Everybody just loved it. This was me just playing with a design, and it was lovely. One of those days I saw it on Mercy Chinwo, and apparently somebody had gotten it from me and gifted it to her. So it was all over the place. But you know the mistake I made? I felt like, oh, let me just be selling these designs. Despite the fact that customers would come and ask me, please, apart from this dress, do you have any other design? And I'll be like, oh, no, it's just this dress. And then I move on with my life. You know, like I was expecting them to what? Buy 10 of that particular dress. So my answer to should you create more designs, despite the fact that you have a best selling right now, is yes. People want to come to your store. They see this dress that is the viral thing now. Everybody loves it, but they want to come to the website and be able to, see things like shorts. Basically, they want to experience your creativity as an artist, as a designer. So, yes, please. If you have a best-selling design, it's okay, and I think that you should create more stuff and let people know that there is more where that one came from, okay? So that people can shop as much as they want. It's a win-win for the customer and for the business. Okay, so the second question here is how do I delegate in my fashion business? I'm sure you're wondering, for someone that works alone, how do they delegate? And I'm going to tell you the things that I wish I did when I was starting out, the things that I wish I delegated. But before I tell you that, right now, my response would be delegate your weaknesses. If you don't like to cut, hire somebody for that and focus on the things that you don't have a problem doing. If you don't like to do uh, quality control, if you don't like to do markets, the fabric shopping and notions and all of that, if you don't like to sew, just hire outsource your weaknesses. Okay, the thing that you don't think your expertise covers this area very well, hire for that point. That's how this delegation should go. Now, if you're just starting out, like what I mean by if you're just starting out, if you run a business just by yourself, you are a one man, one woman business. I would say that there is still a way that you can delegate. For instance, there's now such a thing as remote tailors. Yeah, there is now such a thing as remote tailors. People that own sewing machines and they're professionals in their field, but maybe for some reason they are not able to jump on the road every day and be at your office to work for you. They can work from their space. You just need to factor in all the logistics that it would take to get the fabrics from your place to their place and have them produce. And then if it's just you that does the cutting, the sewing, the ironing, the everything, I would say that the things that would take you out of your workspace, you can hire for those, you can delegate those. Logistics, because I know that there are some people that produce and they still take it upon themselves to go and give it to the customer. You don't need all that stress. Logistics, thank God now we have like a plethora of logistics companies all over the country, so you can use any of those. Fabric shopping. Here's how I sorted out my fabric shopping issues later on, after my years of suffering by myself. I went to the market one day, found out that, oh, particular vendors sell particular things that I always buy for my business. I just took their numbers and told them exactly what I want. And then for most of it, I would, call on the phone, send my specifications via WhatsApp, and they would deliver what I want. And I think that your relationship with vendors is very, very important. It will save you a lot of market trips. For someone like me, I like the thrill of going to the market, and seeing what's available, overspending, spending on things that you did not write on your list. I like all of that, but I do not like the stress involved having to, how Lagos can be really. I don't like the stress of being on the road. You're in traffic for 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't like that. So as much as possible, I use WhatsApp to conduct business, to shop for fabric and have them delivered to me. Okay, so our third question is, what sizes are the most popular? Okay, they're actually two in one questions. So what sizes are the most popular? First question. Second question is, what size of model can I use for my brand? I'll answer the first one. The first one is, what size are the most popular? For my own brand, because different brands do different things. It is size 14 and 16. What size of model can I use? And to be honest, for a lot of fashion business owners that I've spoken to, it is size 14 and 16. So then what size of model can I use for my brand? The market that you're serving determines the size of model to use for your brand. I'm trying to see how we can make this really clear. If you're serving, okay, let's do it like this. When you write to your client avatar, your customer avatar, you would say that, okay, my customer's name is Mrs. Rose. Mrs. Rose is 55 years old. Mrs. Rose is a C-suite executive who works in oil and gas. Mrs. Rose has 3 children who study abroad. Mrs. Rose is Mrs. Rose likes to play golf. You know, those are her hobbies. She likes to play golf and she likes to go shopping in her leisure time. Mrs. Rose has maybe 2 meetings per day at the office. Just describe what you want your customer avatar to be. So now, Mrs. Rose is a 55-year-old woman who works in oil and gas. She's got 3 kids. Is it possible that she will be a size 4? I'm not, I don't think so. I don't think she'll be a size 4. I don't think she'll be a size 6 even. So this is what I mean by your customer avatar helps you to know what size of model you can use. So for me, I would say that Mrs. Rose is a size 14 up and she's a size 16 down. That's what I would say for Mrs. Rose. So if you even now throw in there and say, oh, Mrs. Rose works out 4 times a week, you know that there is no way she's going to be a 24, a size 24. Or size 22, no. Size 20, no. So these are things that would help you know. So now, if you're marketing to Mrs. Rose, how do you do it? You cannot use a size 4 or 6 model to market to Mrs. Rose. She's going to see your advert on Instagram, and she will just be like, oh, wow, this is a nice dress, but she's going to keep it moving because you're not talking to her. You are not talking to her. The person in the picture, it's not her you're talking to. She'll probably see the dress and be like, ah, this dress would be nice on my daughter. That's what she might think. And the daughter in question is probably her last born, and the daughter is 19. That's why she would think, oh, this dress would be good on my daughter, not for her. But the issue now is that she's the one that you're trying to target. You understand how this goes? So yes. So when you've known who your audience is, who you're talking to, who your brand is for, who you're trying to serve, then you would know that, okay, during our shoot, we need to get models that are size 16 or models that are size 14. You want Mrs. Rose to be able to look at this picture and relate. You want her to look at this picture and see herself. You want her to look at this nice cowl neck top with a jacket and this really beautiful pants and relate. Okay? All right. Our next question is, how many pieces of clothes can I start my brand with? You see this particular one, this is a mistake that I didn't make. Oh, I made a lot of mistakes. But you see this one, I didn't make this mistake. And I'm laughing because I didn't make this mistake because I didn't have the capital to make this mistake. Okay? Because in hindsight, thinking about it now, I'm thinking that what if I was starting out my business with 100 million naira capital? Maybe, just maybe, I would have gone off and made 1,000 pieces of a particular dress, like the dress I was describing to you in the beginning. Maybe I would have gone off and made like 2,000 pieces, and then another design I'll do like 2,000, another one I'll do like 2,000, because I had the money for it. So I did not make this mistake. And I'm happy that I didn't have the capital to do that at the time, because at the time I did not have mentorship. I didn't know how to go about these things. So how many pieces of clothes can you start with? I would say maybe start out with 3 designs. If you are even extremely bootstrapped, like it's just you don't have, it's okay to even start with one. Just produce and put out there just to see people's reaction. How do they react to this outfit? Is anybody even saying, oh, nice outfit, I like this trouser? Like, is anybody saying anything about it? Okay, before you go on ahead and make 20, 30, 40. Okay, that's what I would say. So you can start with 3 designs, maybe 2 pieces each, depending on who you're trying to talk to, depending on who is in your client's avatar. You would know how many pieces of clothes to make, or rather you would know what size to make those clothes in. So I wouldn't say do a lot. Don't experiment with designs and with sizes. You need to know exactly who you're talking to. So now when you put out a design and somebody then says, oh, this dress, is it available in size 8? Meanwhile, you had produced 14 based on who you're talking to. Then you can let them know that you can have this ready in size 8 in maybe 5 to 7 working days. Okay? So don't tie up your money basically. Don't just tie up your money in clothes and then you're looking at the clothes and your account balance is not, it's not reflecting. Yeah. Okay. Our next question is, what is the best way to compete in an oversaturated market like ours? Um, for starters, I don't think that the Nigerian fashion industry is oversaturated. This is just, you know, yeah. I don't think that the Nigerian fashion industry is oversaturated. There's still a lot of problems that plague this industry that are not yet solved. Just a lot of problems. Fabric quality. So I'm going to categorize this under procurement. We can't exactly say we have the best quality of fabric here. We don't even know the composition of the fabrics that we're wearing. um Logistics, oh my god, logistics, yeah. hr hr you see that one? That's hr, yeah. That's one of the issues that we have. So you can't tell me that an industry is oversaturated when it has problems that are this tall. Like, this is a cup. This is a cup. This is a cup. Then the content of the cup is over here. Like, it's flowing like a fountain. So you can't tell me that the market is saturated. I'm sure that when you asked this question, you had in mind that, oh, there are a lot of fashion designers. But even at that, how many fashion designers are original? Because that is the best way to stand out in an oversaturated market. Originality. Every day there is somebody calling out somebody that stole somebody's design. Every blessed day. And every day is blessed. So this is every day. So every day we are seeing that happening. So one of the best ways that I would say you can compete in this market too is to stand out. Be yourself, create your own design, be your own original designer, be an artist by yourself. Don't run off and take somebody's design and then you're wondering, I've produced this thing now. How can I compete in this market? No. What you're going to attract is, apologies, though, but what you're going to attract is the bottom barrel. You know, when people look at a particular dress, let's say, for instance, example, this dress is 11 million naira. Then somebody goes off and makes it and they tag their own 20 million naira. And that design is popular. That's the 11 million one is popular. And then somebody makes theirs and they tag it 20,000 naira. It is the people that the people that dress is a dream to them. And then they now see it at 20K and they're like, wow, let me go and meet this person and buy from them. Then when they come to you, they'll be like, oh, I want this dress, but I wanted to have this. I wanted to have that. I wanted to have this. Then they'll be the ones calling you by 11 p.m. to ask you, have you finished attaching my sleeve? Then they'll be the ones, calling you and calling you and calling you and calling you to ask you, the hem, I hope you use green thread to hem. What you're going to get is the bottom barrel if you're not original. People would come to you knowing that you don't have integrity just like they don't. In fact, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to tell you is that if you're not original in an industry like ours, it is people with low integrity that will come to you because they're attracted to what you're doing. You don't have integrity, and that's why those with low integrity are coming to you. What's the best way to stand out in this market? Be original, create your own stuff. I'm going to recommend this book, Still Like an Artist. In the book, Cleon says, I think that's the artist's name, Cleon. He says, don't just speak people's stuff verbatim. You need to study what other people have done and see how you can improve on it. Come up, yes. You need to study what other people have done and then I don't know, I want to call it enjoy yourself with what you're looking at. Enjoy the art that you're looking at. Like, okay, you have this mood board and then you've put a lot of things on it. You absolutely enjoy what you're looking at, that it is not hard for you to now come up with something beautiful, something that is yours. But then you know that you were inspired by this. In fact, when you say, oh, I was inspired by this, let people be like, I can hardly see what that's how it should be. Not that when you say, oh, I was inspired by this person, they'll be like, oh, yes, I can see it in the sleeve, in the neck, in the hem, and on the waist. You don't want that, okay? Okay, so the next question that I have here is, also before I move on the how we can compete on the oversaturated markets, what's your unique selling point? Your unique selling point will tell you what you are bringing to the table. You know, this generation now, we're always asking, what are you bringing to the table? So now I'm asking you, what are you bringing to the table? This particular table, your USP, your unique selling point would make you stand out. Oh my God, by a mile, your unique selling point. You know, the funny thing, I like to say that if you're a Nigerian designer slash tailor slash seamstress slash dressmaker and your USP is integrity, you have tried. You have tried. If you tell someone, oh, your dress is going to be ready on Friday or come for fitting on Friday, and they come for fitting on Friday and that dress is just there waiting for them, oh my goodness, they're going to announce it to everybody that, oh, my dress was ready. She did this exactly how I wanted it. Like, she didn't stress me. She didn't give me any headache. This is now, we're in a market where these things are lacking, where business owners no longer care about the customers. They don't care about the customer journey. Like, from the moment a customer reaches out to you to make an inquiry till they get their outfit and they are happy, people don't really care for the in-between. They just care for, okay, collect the money and make the dress and ship it. They don't now care for the most important part, which is when the client gets it, what do they say? That's the business. That's the business, because if this client does not get their package or they get it and they are not happy, you've just gotten yourself a radio presenter. She would announce it to everybody that, oh my goodness, look at what happened to this person. Don't go there. Don't go there. And that's not what you want, because now how would your business thrive? Okay, so that's not what you want. Our sixth question is, oh, can you touch on the MTO and, okay, can you touch on the made to order and ready to wear subjects? Oh, okay. I'll start with ready to wear. Ready to wear, if you say you're running a ready to wear business, I should be able to message you to say, oh, I would like this yellow dress in size 16, and you can have it to me in less than 48 hours. Or if you have a working store, I should be able to come to your store and say, this dress on the rack, I want it. And you're able to fetch me my size. Okay, I would, ready to wear is just, I mean, in today's Nigeria, it's really more expensive to operate running ready to wear. So that's what ready to wear is, that this outfit is ready for me to collect it right now. Like if I said, oh, I'm sending my driver to you to pick up, you can hand it over to my driver. And I don't have to hear things like 5 to 7 working days. Now, made to order is, I have this shirt on display. Now, when you come to me and say that you want this shirt in a size 18, I can tell you when it will be ready. I can tell you, oh, that it's going to be ready in 3 business days or 5 business days. And you expect your delivery in the next 5 days. So I'm not telling you that it's ready right now and that I'm trying to hand it over to you. No, it's not ready. It's not made. The fabric is just there. Now, why do people run this made to order model is because I would say from 2020, 2021, the inflation became so much that many businesses, even big corporations, left Nigeria. Many businesses just couldn't handle, in fact, not even Nigeria. I've seen stores in the US, in the UK closing up because many businesses could not handle the inflation. Now, the reason people say, oh, your dress is going to be ready in 3 to 5 working days is because imagine if we produced all these clothes that we think all these women need and we just left it in the store. And then every day, a new fashion business springs up. And then that person who you have produced for is like, oh, let me try this person. And then you have just lost one customer just like that. So the reason people would say they will produce it as you need it is so that they don't have 10 million on the rack. They don't have 15 million naira on the rack. They don't have 50 million naira on the rack just staring at them. And then they still need to pour another 10 million naira to market or another 5, that kind of thing. So it's better that we are marketing to a people that we know that they want this thing. And so we can and they've paid for it. Now we can confidently source your fabrics and produce it and hand it over. Okay. So that's why we do this model of, that's why this model of made to order, in fact, became a thing in Nigeria. I don't want to speak too much on the Nigerian economy, we know. So yeah. Our seventh and final question is, how do you handle logistics issues? Girl. A moment of silence for my package that went missing last week. Yeah, a moment of silence. Logistics, like I said, like when somebody asked the question about how we can compete, I mentioned that this market is not saturated. There's still a lot of problems that we need to solve, and logistics is one of those problems. In fact, I can't call it my package because a client was sending her fabric to me and it got missing last week. Hey, I didn't sleep. Oh, I couldn't sleep. It was all I thought about and spoke about. And thankfully, this company did not give me any issues. They just asked me for the cost of everything that was in the bag and they refunded that client for all of her fabrics. Now, not every company operates like this. First of all, not every logistics company is insured. And these are the issues, really. So the way that I deal with logistics issues is to not put all my eggs in one basket. Because what if the basket tears? Or what if the basket gets old and it just rips open? Like the basket was working fine, and then, what if the handle cut? What I'm trying to say is that in the entire value chain of your business, like from the beginning, fabric sourcing to pattern drafting to this and to joining and to quality control and to logistics, I still wouldn't. My advice is still don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially when it is an external, you know, an external stakeholder. Because all these things that I mentioned, now they're all stakeholders. So especially when it's an external stakeholder, like the logistics business, the logistics companies. For logistics, and in fact, anything external, don't have only one. They say plan, have a plan B. I recommend that you have a plan A, B, C, all the way to Z, because we're a low trust country. We're working on it. Truthfully, we're working on it. But we are a low trust country. So I'm not able to just trust this person that says, oh, I'll have your package delivered. Or, in fact, you know what I do? When I have like a lot of things to deliver, I don't send it through one logistics business. I give it out to two, three, four, because I don't want to hear stories. I don't want to have to carry an entire package and give to someone, or maybe 10 pieces of. I don't want to hear those stories. So for logistics, please have the ones that you use. Have up to five, have up to six. Have the ones for emergency, the ones for long distance deliveries. They just have different logistics people, the ones that you can trust. Because the truth is, these people that run this logistics business, they don't open it with the mindset that, oh, today I want to disappoint this business owner. No, that's not what they have in mind. It just happens. It just happens. Things, for instance, the logistics business that I use right now, the number one on my list. I've used them since 2021 and I've never had any issues with them. So now imagine my shock when they messaged me to say your package is missing. And I'm like, is this a prank? This is not April 1. Stop it. But they were very serious. They were very, very serious. So it's not like they planned to, today we are going to misplace Chama's package. No, it just happened. So have plan A, B, C, D all the way to Z. Also, it's okay to ask questions like, are you guys insured? Like, is your business insured in case something happens? So that you'll be able to refund me. This is why you see them talking about the red and white logistics company that goes interstate and now international. You see why people keep complaining about them, because something could happen to your package, and the funny thing is that they are insured. They always say that they are insured, and they just would not be able to help you. So, yeah, that's my answer. That's my answer. I hope I've been able to, you know, say something that would be helpful to you in the new week that is coming. I hope I've been able to help you in one way or the other. If you have any further questions, please, I'm here to assist. And if you ask me something that I don't know, best believe I'm going to go sit down with people and ask people and speak to people about it, just to know, okay, how can this my lovely person navigate this particular issue? On that note, we have come to the end of this Q&A session. I absolutely enjoyed, I think, about four of these questions I was seeing for the first time, because I just pulled them from. So I enjoyed seeing what is on the minds of people that relate with me on a daily basis on my Instagram or anywhere, and just helping to answer some of these questions. So I will see you next week on the next episode of Thread Setters. Have an amazing weekend and an even productive week next week. Bye.